Well, we got a special episode for you guys today. This is the Critics Collective. I'm Legacy Lingo. I have Mayte in the building. And we want to thank
Hey.
you guys for tuning in as we give you guys a review of Presence. All right, this is a 2025 film that is going to be just recently released in theaters. In 2024, it hit Sundance Film Festival, got a whole lot of buzz, and now it's going to have a limited release in theaters. And I think this is going to be one of those ones where it's just a short-lived in theaters, and you should be able to find it on streaming platforms within the next 2 weeks. If you can't make it to the theater. All right. But before we get into Presence and talking about it, I do want to let you guys know that we are growing successfully. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We're more than halfway there. We want to thank you guys that have been rocking with us and commenting on the videos and helping us grow. And if you're new to us, we want to ask you guys, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and click the alert button and join our collective community. All right. So we're talking about Presence, and this was directed by Steven Soderbergh, who is a phenomenal director, and it was written by David Koepp. David Koepp, if you don't know who he is, he's been writing for years, and one of my favorite films from him was Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. I think it came out. Yeah, give me that date. Give me that date. It came out in 1999. Have you ever seen that one, Maday? You might want to go back and watch it.
No, I have not.
So he loves writing stuff like this. He writes in all genres. He's written so many different things, but Stir of Echoes is with Kevin Bacon's one of my favorite. I recommend you watch it. And then if you do watch it, you and I should review it. I can't go back and watch it because my gore meter is a lot more sensitive than it was back in 1999.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I remember enough. Okay, so the IMDb synopsis has Presence listed as a family becomes convinced they are not alone after moving into their new home in the suburbs. And that is so flat. That is so flat.
It gives nothing at
all. Gives nothing. There's nothing about it that makes you want to see it. So I'm going to tell you what made me see it. Something you said to me made me go see it. And then when I did the research about it going to the Sundance, I got this description. All right. And this is the story where a haunted house movie in which the audience is doing the haunting. Now see that it's like, oh wait, what do you mean by that? Yeah. You are the ghost. It's from the ghost perspective.
It's funny because a lot of the comments, like I'm on TikTok, so like they post a lot of like ads, like the trailers on.
Right.
So a lot of the comments they're like, are we the ghosts? Are we the ghosts?
They're not sure.
It's more like, how is we the ghosts?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I thought that's what made me want to go see it. Because first of all, yes, surprise, Eddy watched a scary movie, but I want to say for the record, I don't have a problem with scary movies. I have a problem with gory movies, and that tends to be hand in hand.
Yeah.
So when you suggested this, I was like, I don't know, but the concept of being from the spirit's perspective, I was like, I gotta see, and that made me want to see it, and it's very awesome. It's very awesome. So I just gave you my initial impression.
Yeah.
What was yours?
For me, so my first initial impression, it kind of gave me like Paranormal Activity without the cameras. This is like the actual like the best perspective you can really get, in the sense of not being like an invisible camera just somewhere, or an actual the footage being set up,
right?
Or the perspective of like the family. You get it from the ghost, so it's like, yeah, we don't see the ghost, but I feel like with not giving any spoilers, I'm glad that we didn't see the ghosts. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm glad we didn't see the presence, because then it really wouldn't be a movie. So I like the sense. And it was very realistic, relatable, especially like the feeling, the eeriness, the
Oh, you're going right into your review.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go for it.
Right, no.
I thought we were doing initial
like
impression, but I can tell that this movie
back.
did something to you. So just roll with it. Just roll with it.
No, I'll bring it back. But my second, I kind of gave you like a second impression that I had. So I did have the first initial impression, but then coming a little closer to it, I kind of had another impression that made me more excited to watch it. So they were all good impressions.
They're all good impressions.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to stop it. Do you want to get into your highs and lows, or do you want
we
me
might
to
as well get into that?
Yeah, might as well. Just come on, come on.
So honestly, I don't think I had any. Oh, the birds are going. I'm sorry.
Give your birds credit on this show.
I guess they like them. They
They
were there
like
with
they
me.
like it. We gotta get them a microphone, get them
Right?
headsets. You know, just go to put them on camera with you because every time you and I
I'm
recording,
gonna put them in the back next
yeah,
time.
just put them back. They want to be a part of the review. But
Right.
go ahead.
But honestly, I don't think I had any lows. I mean, maybe there was a triggering part of it. You know, it could be triggering for some people. I feel like maybe that would be part of a low, but aside from that, I didn't see any low from the movie. I had all highs. I love the perspective, the cinematography, even like the music, the eeriness. It kind of played to like the emotion of the presence. And I'm trying to like not give any spoilers at all.
Yeah,
But
you gotta work on.
it's hard, yeah.
It's hard.
But I really liked it, and then just it was very realistic. Like it wasn't anything over exaggerated. Like I feel like it was very realistic, and it just for me, I just had a lot of eyes, and then maybe I feel like the family dynamic could have been a little better, but I feel like everything had a reason for the film. It was very full circle for me, so I had all highs.
All highs, all highs. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start with my lows, and then work my way up to the highs as well. For me, one of my lows was that there was some. I wasn't feeling the inconsistency with the spirit's choice of when to interact and when not. You know, it was the tone was set pretty early at kind of you don't really know the full agenda, but you understand that there's a certain level of and again I'm trying not to spoil, but there's a connection, and so the interactions made sense. So the times that the entity or the spirit chose not to interact, I was like, well, I don't get why you would not step in or would not do something here when you did something there, you know. So it was taking me out. Like seriously, we're gonna let this. All right, so I'm about to spoil. Let me stop. So also, I one of the things I truly hate in a film or a show like this, anything that's in this genre, is when something very clear and defining moment it happens basically, and it's very obvious what the characters experience. Everybody's seen it, and then they're struggling to accept it. I think that takes
Mm-hmm.
away the reality. There was a moment where everybody understood, and there was a conversation, but then later on you still had doubt and other stuff. And I get it, some people try and convince themselves they didn't see what they see, but I would prefer that you just be more creative. If you want to create some conflict, once you have crossed that threshold and it's out in the open, now you need to find new ways to create conflict and not have the, you know, there was just some things that certain characters are saying, you know, like still calling other people freaks and acting like they were being ridiculous, or it was bothering me. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not like they saw something, then they weren't, and then it's gone. And like, wait, did you see that? I don't know. It's not there anymore. Like there was defining moments that were like, this shit is happening. This shit is real. So
Yeah.
that was a low for me. But now I can just take it to my highs, because that was the only thing that bothered me about this movie. One of my highs, the spirit's perspective. I love that was the film that we were given. The only thing I know of, and I could be wrong, there could be other content out there, but the only thing that I've seen that is remotely close is the movie called The Others with Nicole Kidman back in 2001. Have you seen that?
I feel like I might have, but that's also so far like
I know,
long
because I know
ago.
you're
But
a
it
toddler.
sounds very familiar, but I have to like probably rewatch it again.
You need to watch it.
But
Now
I'll rewatch it.
it is not
I'm adding it to
exactly
my
the
list.
same, but
Okay.
it is not exactly the same. And I'm not going to say why, because I don't want to spoil for you. But it's the only thing that I know of that's remotely close. So that just makes this movie just that much more original to me, in my opinion. And if I'm wrong, please guys let me know in the comments if there's other content in between that's similar. I would love to.
So we can watch it.
Yes, watch it and we can review it. Okay. Another high for me was the way it was shot. It was shot like you said, like found footage, but like, you know, but it wasn't found footage, but it still had that documentary style vibe at a high quality. And the way the camera moved throughout. It had a flow that made me feel like I was actually a floating entity. I love that. It just flowed great. It felt great. From the moment the movie started, there were hints and breadcrumbs that let you know where the story was going. And I was
Kinda,
picking
yeah.
up on these things, and I was like, oh, why did he say that? Or what? Oh, what that's going to lead to something. And for me, I was excited to find out that I bring it all together. I was like, yes, yes, because I was catching those moments. And that's another thing that makes this movie great. The ending itself, in my opinion, was the best part. It brought all that stuff full circle. It was a great story, and I feel like this is the type of movie you can absolutely watch again to see what you may have missed, and go back and catch those moments when, and after that point when you know where the story's going, you hear certain things being said or certain actions, you're like, because even though I predicted pretty much all of it, not trying to brag, but I still enjoyed the way it all came together, like, because it wasn't so obviously predictable. It's just me being the over calculating mind and taking stuff in. And I mean, from the moment the movie started, there was a connection. People, I was like, it made me sit back like, oh, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. And there were things that were dropping, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. So
I did want to say one thing though. Like I feel like there was conflict with like the transition. I feel like just the presence itself had that internal conflict too that we saw. So I did also kind of like what you said, the when they decided to jump in and not jump in.
right.
But also just from what I know about certain stuff, especially when one of the side characters says a certain thing
I
when
did
they
catch
come to
that
the
line.
house. Just like the certain phrase that that person
It was a
said.
good explanation. It was a
So
good
I feel
explanation.
like that really was the should have been the tell all. Like I really there's certain movies I will try to overanalyze and try to catch what's gonna be at the end. But this movie I really did enjoy and just sat there and just wanted to see it like play out. I almost like they almost got me in the end before the ending where they just jumped to a certain point. I'm like, what just happened? And I was like, wait, just because I put the connection, but also I didn't really connect it at that time because I was just in the moment.
Gotcha.
And then when I think once I saw like when they were beginning towards to the end, and then you see it, and I was like, oh. For me, that was actually my defining moment all the way at the end. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was always going to be like, okay, this movie was like, if it ends like this, I'm going to be so mad. And then the ending, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I actually like really, really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay. Okay, good.
And that's something we should warn you guys that go watch it. There's some times where it jumps to black, and then you're like, wait, is this shit over? And then it comes back. It's a long pause, and then it comes back. You're like, oh, okay. Because I was thinking the same thing a couple. I was like, wait a minute, are they gonna leave it here? And it's such a long pause. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and rate it, because I want to pick your brain afterwards to talk to you about the ending, but we don't want to spoil it further, guys. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I don't want to spoil
yeah,
it
we don't
all.
want to spoil.
It was
but
hard.
it's hard, right?
Hard.
Because this
hard.
probably deserves a spoiler review where we can really fully talk about it. And we should consider doing that. All right, so we're about to get into these ratings here, the Critics Collective style. We have accolades going from 0 to 5. If you guys could make sure you get in the comments and let us know how many accolades you would give it. The accolades go as 5 being excellent, must watch, highly recommended for all viewers. Mayte's birds always go when I'm doing this. 4 accolades, good, worth watching, but has notable flaws. 3 accolades, average, some enjoyable moments, but lacks significant impact. 2 accolades, below average, some redeeming qualities, but generally disappointing. 1 accolade, poor quality, not recommended, or 0 accolades, horrible, absolute trash. And thank goodness we have not had a 0 in 2025 so far. Mayte, tell me, how many accolades are you giving this?
The birds are still going.
Let him. I told you they need to be a part of the show. Let them go.
They're going really crazy.
But
I feel like
that's their rating.
My rating was a 5. I was teetering back and forth between. I'm like, it's I feel like maybe for a lot of people it's a 4.
Mhm.
I can see it, but
Mhm.
for me it was a 5. Me personally, it was a 5.
And that I respect it. That's your review, and nobody can tell you different. You know, you could have gave it a 0. I would have disagreed.
No,
But
it was a
I would
5.
respect it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a 4.
See, I'm like, I knew, I had a feeling. I'm like, I can see it be a 4, but for me, it was a 5.
Yeah, I mean, obviously from the way certain things impacted me versus some things that you felt like was explained, those things were big for me. Anytime I end up being taken out where I'm missing parts of the movie to kind of really like shake off what I just saw, or you know, you're like, why did they do it like that? It takes away from it, but it was still such a good movie. 4, if I can give it a 4.5, I will, but we don't have that rating. You know, so everybody, please, if you like this content, this review, go watch this movie. Go watch this movie. Come back in the comments. Let us know how you feel about it. Mayte's birds are gonna be ready to chirp it up with you.
They're telling you to go watch it too.
They're telling you to go watch it now. All right. And then while you're coming back in the comments, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the alerts button, and then go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on this video. Join the collective community and help this page continue to grow. Okay, so that was Presence, which is available now in theaters. And after a couple of weeks, you should be able to find it on, I believe it's going to be Hulu. I give you that, guys. Hulu subscription and Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong
I will
on that one.
definitely be watching
Apple
it again.
TV, that's what it is. Hulu and Apple TV is where it will be after it comes out of theaters. And of course, you should be able to rent it on Prime as well. But I say go watch it in the theaters. It was a great experience.
Dolby if you can. That was a good experience.
Yes,
I was
absolutely.
in there.
Hell yeah.
I was the go.
I'm so stupid. All right, guys. So this is another episode of the Critics Collective. I'm Legacy Lingo, and we have Mayte, and we will see you guys on the next one.